Good evening, Michael Merrit, Mountainside Road. I'm speaking tonight as an individual citizen, but I'm a member of the steering committee of TAG. And I joined TAG, and one of my major reasons for joining was because I'm supportive of the goal of exploring the notion of shared services. I was called out of the last meeting where the mayor made a presentation about the mayor's meeting, and but I was luckily able to watch the meeting proceedings afterwards and was able to view his presentation. And I'm concerned that we not lose sight of, in concerns over who said what and how ideas were expressed, and the question of whether we have enough studies of what is the important principle and goal here. And that is that we and our neighboring towns have to work together. There is an unfortunate and serious anomaly with the funding for the joint high school district. But we should recognize, first of all, and reinforced by the previous presentation, we are going to need to work with our neighbors regardless. Dissolve or not, we will be partnering with our neighbors in at least one school district. And I would observe that the funding formula, which was imposed externally aside, that is an excellent school district. It is providing an excellent education to its students. My son went through that program, and it is superb. It demonstrates that these 5 neighboring towns can work together effectively to deliver a high-quality service to the citizenry. We have 13 schools in our 5 communities, and we have 5 separate school districts. If we can solve the problem of equitable funding, we've demonstrated we can work together to cost-effectively deliver effective, efficient, superb services. We don't have to have 5 separate school superintendents and retired superintendents drawing pensions. We're 5 communities with a great deal in common. Why do we have so many departments of public works? Why do we have so many police forces? 28,000 people, give or take. We can work together with our neighbors and lower the costs overall of these services, and demonstrably we've proven we can do so and deliver superb services. We have to work together effectively with our neighbors, and I'm concerned that we follow through on the initial summit to continue to explore solutions. If we have enough studies, and we don't need more studies, then let's hear proposals founded in the information provided by those studies of how we can work together more effectively. Let's not take the status quo as default perfection. If we're advocating for 5 separate DPWs or sticking with 5 separate school districts, why is that the best solution? I look to the members of this township committee, especially if the position is we don't need more information, to propose solutions to deliver superb services in the most cost-effective way possible, and looking to our shared interests and our neighbors to help bring that about.
Thank
you. Phyllis Larrick, 7 Brighams Lane. I just want to commend Mr. Strobel on their presentation, and I'd like to echo his remarks. I've talked to many of the mayors in the other towns, and I think Christine Meyer is an excellent choice, an absolutely outstanding choice for the person to be moderating the discussions that are going on between the towns, and I hope that you'll continue through with that, because I think she has the business intellect and the political savvy and all of the things that we need to work with the mayors. So I'm absolutely thrilled that that's happening, and I congratulate you on that. Thank you.
Okay, seeing no one else who wishes to be heard, we will move on with our business. Resolution 2011-138, certification of annual audit. Do I have a motion to adopt?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
I have a second.
Is there any discussion?
I've asked that
that discussion, Mr. Mayor, be in the form of a response to the audit issues? And when will that be ready for us?
That's actually attached, it's attached with the resolution. And it does go through each of the findings and provides an analysis and a response by the finance department on how they're going to implement those action items.
I apologize, I've not had a chance to read that. Is there any issues that they find they cannot comply with?
No, all of them are fairly straightforward administrative, and they've, I think, put together a good plan for going through them.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please, Mrs. Carlson.
Mr. Creed?
Yes.
Mr. Merrit?
Yes.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Talley?
Yes.
Mayor Trippettini?
Yes. We'll move on to new business. Resolution 2011-145, authorizing payment of bills. Do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please, Mrs. Carlson.
Mr. Creed?
Yes.
Mr. Merrit?
Yes.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Talley?
Yes.
Mayor Trippettini?
Yes. Resolution 2011-146, appointing active foreman in the Department of Public Works. Do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved. Second.
For the benefit of the public, we are appointing Gary Stecker as the acting foreman in the Department of Public Works. Is there any other discussion? Roll call vote, please, Mrs. Carlson.
Mr. Creed?
Yes.
Mr. Merrit?
Yes.
Mrs. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Talley?
Yes.
Mayor Trippettini?
Yes. Resolution 2011-147, authorizing execution of agreement between the Morris County Municipal Utilities Authority and the Township of Mendham. Do I have a motion to adopt?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Mountain, can you explain exactly what we're doing here?
Yes. The county is moving from a multi-stream to a single-stream collection process to recyclables. And what that essentially means is now all recyclables that they will be collecting can be deposited in one collection container as opposed to multiple containers, as has been done in the past, which, as we've discussed here, it has been a hindrance to, I think, the ease of recycling and people's willingness to move ahead on what essentially is a strongly encouraged and somewhat mandated program, but it doesn't have any harsh penalties. So ease of recycling is a key to success. The county now has a new relationship with a contractor that has an automated means of separating at the point of collection, main collection. So now the residents can just deposit the recyclables in their bin. They've also expanded the number of eligible recyclables to include a number of the plastics that in the past have not been allowed, as well as such paper goods such as the containers that soda and beer come in that have that filmy exterior that will now be acceptable, which again will hopefully increase the amount of recycling. The new contract essentially puts us into an 18-month agreement. It lowers our costs by 2% immediately, and as of January, when they anticipate lining up our collection days with neighboring communities, another 3% drop or 5% drop on the contract cost. They also are projecting a minimum 15% increase on recycling tonnage, which, as you know, contributes to the grant that we receive because we get money back from the state based on how much recycling is done locally. So this is a good step in the right direction. We have actually already gone through a pilot in the month of August where they have been collecting the recyclables. You may have seen my memo